Hi everyone, and welcome to Introduction to Biology. I'm excited about getting the semester started. Yay! So this is the first semester of a two-semester biology class. Um, Usually people take this semester first, but it's possible to take the second semester because they're pretty much independent of each other. So this semester we will be focusing more on molecular biology. So we will be looking at molecules and chemistry and the cell and genetics and DNA and viruses and things like that. So to me, I think it's incredibly fascinating that we know so much about so many things that we can't actually see with our naked eye. And this area of science is really blossoming, and it helps us better understand our body at a deeper level and also treat diseases too. So many of the medications and the treatments are all at this molecular level. So it's really fascinating, and yeah, it keeps, even though every time it's like, oh wow, this is cool, I learn a little bit more, like, wow, that's surprising. So even I've been doing this for a long time, I still feel surprised. So some really exciting new discoveries. So yeah, I'm excited to begin the semester. Okay, so we'll go over the syllabus a little bit, and then I'll talk about the structure of the class and the format. Okay. Okay, so classes in general will start Tuesdays each week, and then we'll be done. Everything is usually due on the following Monday. I do have a 1 week extension for all of the course assignments, so your labs, your quizzes, your mastering activity, and all that. So except for discussions. So discussions have to be done each week, but everything else you'll have an extra 1 week to get done. I know I know many of you are pretty busy and you have like jobs and other classes and families, and so I found that just getting that extra week, it kind of relieves a little bit of pressure. And I also took a class online too, and I realized sometimes it's hard. Something comes up and you didn't expect it, so it's nice to have that little week. But in general, try to get it done within that week, that first week. But if not, feel free to take the extra week, and you don't have to ask me, and there won't be any deductions. Okay, of course, except for the last week. We all don't want to be here an extra week in Christmas or the Christmas time. Okay, so we will be using Campbell's Biology, and this is a real classic biology book. It's something I used a million years ago. So feel free to use any Campbell book. So I think Campbell passed away, so now there's a bunch of different authors. So the current first author is Ori. But it's expensive, as you probably have noticed. So feel free to use the free text at Lumen Learning. So it used to be called Boundlist, but now it's called Lumen Learning. Sometimes I might have had the wrong link because I think they just changed it. But if you purchased the new book using this number, then it came with Mastering Biology. But if you didn't, it probably didn't come with Mastering Biology. So you need to purchase that so you can get the free book and then pay for the mastering, which is around $70 or so. But it's good for a year. So if you're taking the second semester, you can use that as well. And we'll go over Mastering Biology a little later. As I mentioned, it's a first semester of a two-semester class, and we'll be doing more of the molecular part this semester. And here are the objectives. We'll also be doing a lab. In general, we'll be doing a lab if we don't have a quiz, so we usually don't have a lab and a quiz the same week. The labs are, we don't ever have to meet in person to do the labs, so they will be done, they're either going to be virtual labs or things that you can use with material around your house. So, but not too many. Okay. So obviously, academic honesty, I expect honesty. And it's expected that you attend class. With an online class, you need a little bit more discipline. Sometimes you don't come a week, and then it's a second week, and then you just fall behind, and then, that's kind of causes a lot of stress. So it's important to check in each week. And students have found that if they do their work earlier and check in earlier, they're less stressed and they're more likely to succeed. So that's a good advice to have. So all readings and lecture are required. And also some things I'll have in the actual lecture that's not in the reading, that's also required. And of course, etiquette, be polite. This is an online class, so make sure that you're civil. And actually, I've never had a problem with anybody not being civil, so, okay. So we already talked about this. And if you did purchase this, you can, that comes with the e-text. So another option is that you can get an e-text instead of the textbook. And that's sometimes a little bit easier. And you can download it and read it if you want. Okay. So I have weekly assignments in mastering. We'll have activity and labs. And we'll have discussions. So discussions are a great way to kind of talk about things that are related to what we're talking about in class. So initially you'll have initial posting, and then and that's due on Thursday, and that's when you come up with your idea or your research. That should be a couple of paragraphs in length, and it should be good detail. And then you should respond to at least 2 other postings, and you should respond to any posting in your forum. Okay, so the initial posting is due by Thursday, and that's to give your classmates time to look at your posting, think about it, and then respond. And then responses are due on Sunday, and that gives everybody time to read the responses. Because some people have it due on Monday, but I found if I do it on Monday, everybody is doing it late on Monday. And some of the really good discussions happen late on Monday, and we can't really respond to it. So this gives us a little more time to respond to great discussions. Okay, so we will have 6 quizzes, and there'll be an essay section and a multiple choice section. So both are open book. Multiple choice section you can take twice. The essay is also open book, but make sure you use your own words. So you don't want to copy and paste or copy with somebody else. Okay. And then each week, each semester, I have a research presentation. So you can pick any topic related to biology. And that should be exciting. And that's my favorite part. So it could be on a genetic disease, or it could be on DNA or some recent findings. Okay. And then this is the late assignment, as I mentioned. So in general, I have a mastering assignment. I'll have a discussion or blogs. We'll also have blogs, which are like discussions, but you only have to do like a write-up, so like a couple of paragraphs, and you don't have to respond or read anybody else's, so it's a little bit easier. We'll have about 13 activities or labs. We'll have quizzes, essay and multiple choice, and then the presentation. Okay. Okay, so in general, our topics are, we'll have an introduction. We'll talk about water and carbon, and then the structure of large molecules. We'll talk about the cell, and then we'll look at the membrane of the cell. Then we'll talk about cell respiration and photosynthesis. And those 2, I think, are the hardest lectures of the semester, to me at least. And then cell cycle and meiosis, and then Mendel, and then chromosomal behavior of inheritance, molecular basis of inheritance, and gene expression. And then finally, we'll talk about viruses, and then we'll have our presentations. Okay, so you will have to do about a weekly assignment in mastering biology. And this is a really nice way to learn the material. It has a lot of multimedia information, and it's actually really fun. And I give you several times to check the right answer, so hopefully you'll get it right. So it's just a fun way to learn the material. Okay, so if you haven't done so, you can register here, and I have the, I think I have the link probably like 5 different places, but it's it's pearsonmylabmastering.com. Okay, so you can register here if you haven't done so. Then when you do so, it comes up here. And then you have different assignments or here. I think it's kind of clicked off. Okay. And then I also want to show you this as well. So not only does it have Mastering Biology, it has a lot of really great ways to help you learn the material. So if you click on Study Area, it brings up this one. So you can study by chapter. This is if you have the e-text, this is where your e-text is at. There's practice tests. And these are really nice. Some of the animations I have in the lecture, but some of them I don't. So this is a great way to look at animations, which I think, especially in biology, it's really good to see the video, because sometimes when we're talking about molecules, it's kind of hard to visualize. So this is really a good way of learning the material and getting a sense of what's going on. And then it has interactive videos as well as finches, but we won't be doing that as much. Okay, and study tools and other things here. Okay, so this is a great resource for you as well. Okay, so back to the Moodle page. So I have a list of what to do before class. So make sure you get the book if you're getting a book, or figure out how to get access to the free text here. And then review the syllabus. Introduce yourself in the icebreaker section. And then also email me just so I get to know a little bit more about you, of what how many science classes you've had, if this is your first online class, if you are a little uncomfortable with computers or you're fine, and then what your goals are. Just so sometimes if you want to learn a little bit about one particular area, I can switch the class or talk about that a little bit more. So kind of a way for me to personalize the class a little bit more. Okay, and then make sure you log into Mastering Biology. And this is the link to the Mastering to make it easier. And this is the link to the free text. Okay, so this is the icebreaker. And the syllabus is here, so feel free to look at the syllabus. And I have it in Word and PDF. This is more information on Mastering Biology. And then here I have questions about the course. So if you're coming across something you don't understand, or something isn't working, or a link doesn't work, you can click on that, and then I'm usually checking this many times. I feel like I live on my computer, so I'm on the computer quite a bit. But if I'm not there, it's nice to hear from like a classmate who usually is. But if you have a specific question or you don't understand anything, feel free to email me as well. Okay, and I also have water coolers, so use this if kind of like a fun area. So if you have, like, if you're a musician and you have a show that you're performing, or just something that you want to talk about, or a really cool article about biology, you can share it there. Okay. Okay, yay, I'm excited about starting. Okay, so again, in general, so this is this coming week. So I usually give a little bit of a background, and then a little bit overview of what we're talking about. Then I always have to complete this week, because there's a lot going on, so it's a little easier when I list it out. I give the lecture, so I summarize what's going on. I also have all the PowerPoints, so I recorded the PowerPoints, so you can just look at the PowerPoints. I have them both as a PDF or as a PowerPoint, and I recorded the lecture over that. Okay, and then I have mastering assignment and then lab assignments. Okay. Okay. So yeah, again, let me know if you have any questions, or if there's any way I can help you. And whoops. Okay, I also just wanted to point out that we do have a class librarian. So if you have any questions about research material, or when we get closer to your presentation, it's good to ask the librarian, and they're always very helpful. And this is the calendar, so it's nice to see when things are due. Okay, and feel free to email me or message me if you have any questions or if there's any way I can help you.